Money in the Bank was an absolute shambles, because when you were there carrying on, you read about a girl who was pop until I get a plan. I mean, the truth, the Dusty Road was good, but after that, you have a guy like Vince McMahon, who is supposed to be off the board completely, Triple H, who fed the road, who forced to fight for his livelihood in NXT, because then gave me a job out to fight because he knew what he wants to do. John Cena, who was in Mile and didn't know what was going on, and you have NXT stars. Now, a lot of people were critical of NXT when it first came and replaced ECW. I was not happy that they were replacing ECW and trying to turn the corner. But it worked. The first 3 seasons were like a game show hosted by Matt Striker. It produced stars such as Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Charlotte Flair. Then it became a manager show to move into. After WWE said, if you don't change your format, we're taking you off the air. And guess who they chose? Dusty Rhodes, the man who created War Games, the man who led WCW through the Billionaires and NWO days. I mean, some of the stuff they did was edgy at the time. I remember the famous night after Arn Anderson retired on Nitro, I think it was. I was not allowed to watch WCW that week. Partly because I didn't like Tony Schiavone. He is the most unprofessional jerk in this business. In Atlanta. I mean, he does commentary in Atlanta nowadays. But he was in charge of WCW editing, I think it was. I remember my girlfriend Mary Ainsworth had a made a neck injury at the time. And I said to Tony, if you put that footage out on WCW program, I will boycott WCW forever. Which I eventually did. Because Ric Flair, Big Boss Man, Sinks, they all just didn't care. They all just said, yay, we're NWO. We don't care about people's neck cutting out. Oh dear. I mean, when they both got out, and when Goldberg got his head taken off at Starrcade 99, I said, how's that just up for you, you bald-headed cunt? I don't like it one in WCW, right? In WWE either. You have all this hype with DR trying to run the company if we're commentating on it, bringing the star back to the WWE after nearly 2 years in that show. Then they are disappearing because he fell out with Ed on, so WCW Eric Bischoff. Then they are bringing in Booker T, I think it was Rhino, Ron Storm, and everybody else. I mean, yeah, the guy still parades around on Twitter with his wife, who looks like a cross between my way and Ingrid in a way. I better edit that. Anyway, into the comment. He sits around, yet he is still connected to the wrestling business. I remember when JR got his first attack of palsy, so they have to turn to going on soon. So they're kicked out as president after he got entangled with superstars. You can't do that in a wrestling business. At the end of the day, the people who pay to watch wrestling are there to wrestle, not be led by politics. I mean, when Paul Bearer died, look at. I mean, Vicky DeWitt. I will always remember that show. You had the art vote review to take from The Undertaker, who managed Bearer for the first 8 years of his career, then turned on him and do Mankind. And to be with Mankind. And then you have him coming back at Judgment Day 98, which I wrote. Oh, here's a trivia bit. Can you? I wasn't to be starstruck because at the time I think they took over after Tamsin Griffin missed, but I'm not sure. There's one for your still wrestling fans. Anyway, Vicky Guerrero CM Punk get away with murder for the first 5 minutes because Vicky Guerrero was in the back doing what? Seagulls? A Sylvian wrestle. Come to Anti-Vicky and it'll be alright. No, you had Kit James who got led to the water in TNA, and Billy Bob Armstrong, who when they brought him back, I went, you can't do that. And then Kane came out, taste bomb for the backstage area, and he knocked into one of the fine-time players and melted with his floor because Paul Bearer was his dad for crying out loud. Kane wouldn't be in this position where he is today if it were not for Percy Bingo. Yet, Ed came along and tried to take him away from him. I mean, Michael Cole, I'll never forget the Cole rant he did at Ed's. You should be correcting your ARP tech somewhere. Cry baby. They let CM Punk get away with it for an entire show. And Seth Rollins probably won't be there in 2 years' time the way he carried on. I'll tell you what. Dwayne Johnson is the biggest investment to professional wrestling He's selling the company down the river. I mean, the law of NSD should be able to put the money in the bank. Because if I learned that my coach has died, and quite frankly, I don't know what's happening because of SC. I wouldn't cry in a corner behind an haystack and then wait 2 weeks to say something on national TV. No, I will be out there playing my quest in that way. And I will and when he young, it reminds me of when Gorilla Monsoon was on Whispering Talons the week after Joey Morera died. He was distraught. And Booker T is nowhere to be found at the moment because I'll continue this in part 2.